Here are 5 thoughts I have for new homeschool families this year. First thought, it won't quite be what you thought. You may have purchased curriculum that you're seeing just weeks in that isn't working. Classic. The schedule or the routine that you've drafted might work for you, but it might not be working for a child. Or it might be working for one child, but not for you. Second thought is it will change from the beginning to the end of the first year. In fact, it will continue to change the entire time you're homeschooling based on your needs, your wants, your child's age development, your awareness of their learning, how they learn, what they want to learn, all the things. Your approach will adjust to the relevant information that you've been given, that you've been learning about learning and learning about your child. You might see him too tired, you might see him too overwhelmed, and you might see yourself on a PM messy day. There's a lot of information to take in that first year. There is no way to do all of this right and be certain that what you're doing is the right path, especially in the beginning. You'll discover you're teaching a child, not a curriculum. The third thought I have is that your expectations will likely be too high of you and your child. You'll get frustrated more than you thought you would. And you will understand when homeschool moms say, I want to put the kids on the yellow bus again. But you'll possibly also discover that your yelling actually decreases because listening works, because that's the only way that really works. So your intention might not be to yell, but you'll have discovered that you are actually yelling less over the course of your year. You'll discover there's a lot to learn. To learn about learning, to learn about your children, to learn about how you engage your children in learning. And it might just seem like you need that glass of wine to start the day, but don't. Choose a cup of coffee instead. Fourth thought, your independent bone will strengthen. It will continue to strengthen. And good thing, because with repeated questioning from all sorts of people outside of your homeschool world, and really with your own internal questioning, you need that fortitude. You'll be wondering if you really should be doing this thing. Is it good enough? You'll have all sorts of doubts, but spend enough time learning about learning and learning about your children, and you will discover that you are garnering a stronger, independent bone in your body. You'll discover that all homeschoolers are not homogenous. Not you either. You don't fit the homeschooling mold. No one does. That you'll do what you're doing because it's working for you and for your kids. You'll come to understand that homeschooling works through the specific lenses of the specific family, with you full front and center, your interests, the way you approach learning, and your child, because this is about engaging a child, not about engaging a school-based education. You'll learn not to focus on things other than people or other people think you should be focusing on, and you'll happily live through the lens of what you have determined is meaningful. Fourth thought, you will be happier than you thought you could be. Did I just say fourth thought? That's your fifth thought. You'll be happier than you thought you could be. Kind of like parenting. When you first brought that baby home and it was held in your arms and it fell into a deep sleep, and you sang them lullabies, and they were sleeping on a typical routine, a sleep schedule, and they ate on a typical feed schedule, and you placed them into the cradle and they wanted to be there. You walked them around the block in your pretty pram, and you leisurely enjoyed the days just as you thought parenting would be. That didn't happen to you? Me neither. That's how I thought it would be. That's the picture of what I thought it would be, and that's the same with homeschooling. Some days it was. The days where the child wouldn't sleep because of wailing tears and you weren't quite sure how to make them feel better, wouldn't let you wander the grocery aisles to get a full cart of food. They scowled at strangers or at your mother. Well, that was part of parenting as much as the ideal days. And so the same is true for homeschooling. But your homeschool days will be happier than you thought, and you're gathering all sorts of memories that you are thankful that you're able to get, because you wouldn't be able to do that if you weren't with your kids all the time. So to you, homeschool mama, I welcome you into the world of homeschooling. I've got a course with about 40 hours of content that is intended to just simply bring you, homeschool mama, answers to all the questions that you doubt about this homeschool thing, and to make sure that you've got the confidence, clarity, and vision to continue to do it and to know that this homeschooling thing is what you want to do. So homeschooling mama, welcome to homeschooling.